Hey guys, what's up? Scottish Duck here once again. Right, again. I have my glasses on. Now you all know I wear glasses. Fuck! Anyway, just like the guy, just like Wonder Red, he wears glasses, so that's kind of relevant, isn't it? Right. Anyway, yeah, again, not done a video in a while, you guys all know this. You may remember, I think my last video was me talking about how I wasn't going to buy any games that weren't new for the month of August. I failed. I bought one, which I'll show off in the next collection update, which you'll probably get soonish because there's going to be 3 games coming out this Friday, and I'll probably do a wee video on those. Maybe a wee uncellophane-a-thon, because you guys love those, right? But yeah, I really wanted to try and get a couple of videos out this week, just for the hell of it, just because I miss talking into the camera, you know? It's all fun and I like it, you know? Yeah, a lot of you probably wanted me to do a little first impressions video on Tales of Xillia, because you guys know I was really looking forward to that game. Well, short answer, I had already put like 40 hours into it, so doing a first impression is kind of pointless, isn't it? I will say that it's fucking amazing, and if you're a Tales fan, you should definitely check it out. I haven't had much time to play it though, sadly. You know, it's just a matter of time and work and shit. You know, it's you know, you compare it to last year when I was playing Tales of Grace's F. You know, I beat that shit in like days, and Tales of Xillia's been out for a couple of weeks now, and I'm still at it. Okay, I'm rambling like fuck here. Let's get into this video. I do, however, want to do a little first impressions on where the fuck is it? It's over here. God damn it. Should I cut this out? Probably not. But yeah, I want to do a little first impressions on the wonderful 101 for the Wii U, the current sort of big Nintendo game for Nintendo's kind of not doing quite so well console. So yeah, before I get into that though, I just want to say that today is a happy day because the Wii U, in the 9 months it's been out, over 9 months now at this point, it now has 3 games worth playing. For those of you wondering, this is the other one, and this is another one. I do give a little bit of props to this one, mind you, if only because it's a fun distraction. You know, it's better than Wii Sports, you know, in terms of pack-in games go. So, you know, it's props to this. I'm not shitting on this, but yeah. In any case, Wonderful 101. By Platinum Games. I love Platinum Games to death. Every single thing they've made, as far as I'm concerned, is a masterpiece. You know, Vanquish, Bayonetta, Metal Gear Rising, fucking Anarchy Reigns, fucking Mad World. I've never played. I still haven't played Infinite Space. I've got it in there. I'll get to it one day for sure. But suffice to say, it's not really. It's a very un-Platinum Games sort of game. You know, it's a more of a sort of RPG into it, whereas most Platinum games tend to focus on really slick sort of combat and that. And that's what the Wonderful 101 is, you know. You would think, considering you control like a bunch of like 100 superheroes, you'd sort of relate it to, you know, Pikmin 3, where you control 100 Pikmin. But no, this is an RTS, this is a hack and slash sort of, you know, beat 'em up style game. So they're very different indeed. So, where do I begin? It's about, you play this dude called Wonder Red. I'm only a few hours into this, by the way. This is strictly a first impressions video. But yeah, you play as Wonder Red, but you can also play as the other Wonders, like Wonder Blue, Wonder Green, Wonder Pink. Yeah, you can switch between them at any time. They all have different attacks, and you cut about hacking the shit out of enemies. And it's your sort of standard hack and slash game with a fixed camera angle, and you know, you just gotta kill everything as fast as possible to get a better rank, which, you know, you may or may not give a shit about, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But it's as per usual in a Platinum Games game. It's so awkward saying that, by the way. Platinum Games. Let's just call them Platinum Games from here on, okay. As per usual in Platinum Games, you know, it's just loads of fun, incredibly slick combat. You'll never want to put it down, basically. With that said, though, this one does take some time to get used to, right? For those of you who've sat down and have kind of frustrated with this game, just let me tell you this, right? you've got to abuse Unite Guts. Okay, Unite Guts is a move you can do in this game, which is basically your guard, you know? You turn into like a sort of weight thing. You've got to abuse that. You actually have to use that in order to actually beat some enemies, and the game doesn't tell you that, and I remember getting properly frustrated. You know, you get up to these enemies that are tanks sort of things, and they've got armor on them, and if you try to attack them, your attacks just bounce off them, and if you try to get behind them, the shield just rotates, and you get like 2 hits in, and your attack bounces again. It's frustrating as fuck, but what you've got to do is you've got to make them fall on their side or bounce their attacks back at them using your guard technique in the game. The game doesn't tell you this. And, you know, it doesn't come with a fucking manual, by the way, you know. The manual's built in, granted, but there's not really a tutorial that tells you and shit. And that's actually been a common criticism with this game in terms of like professional reviews, you know, folks saying that it's too hard and that. And I gotta side with the professional reviewers a little bit here, you know. The game could have done a better job explaining to you how to do certain things and how to beat certain enemies, you know, because I had to literally go on the internet and look all that stuff up before I could actually figure out how to beat those fucking tank enemies, you know. I didn't want to give up on it though, I certainly didn't, because I knew it was me doing something wrong, because this is a platinum game, you know. They're just always done to perfection, so it pretty much had to be just me. So I persevered, and I really did get the best out of it. You definitely need to practice a lot anyway, that's for fucking certain. This is a game you will definitely get better at as you go on, whether it's, you know, you just getting naturally better, or you purchasing like upgrades throughout the series, throughout the missions and whatnot. It's one of those games, I imagine by the end of it, you know, I'm not going to have every upgrade and I'll still have to buy them and play through New Game Plus. You know, kind of like what you could do with Bayonetta. Speaking of which, this game is apparently supposed to be very short, you know. I haven't seen any reviewers call it short, but the thing is, all of Platinum's games are really short, you know, like Vanquish and Metal Gear Rising and some other ones. I beat them all in under 5 hours, and I did not care at all because there was never any padding in any of these games, and from what I've played so far, that much is true. So I don't think I'm going to mind too much, for sure. It's just that I remember being a bit worried at first because this was actually the game that Platinum themselves took it upon themselves to warn us that it would be short but sweet. So I'm thinking, oh god, what if it's like 2 hours long? But I've played it for more than 2 hours, so that's not the case. Even if I'm like halfway through the game at this point, it's still pretty fun. What else is there to say about it though? There are a couple other things that I do not like about it actually. First things first is the where the fuck is it? The fuck is it? Here it is. The first is the controls using the Wii U gamepads, right? What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to guide your 100 heroes into a pattern, right? And you know that's how you determine what weapon you're selecting. Now you can drag your finger across the touch screen to make these shapes, or you can actually wiggle the right analog stick and command them manually that way. And I find using the right analog stick to be so much better than using my finger. There are some instances where using your finger can be helpful, but for the most part I use the right analog stick, so it seems a bit gimmicky in that regard. The other thing, and this is the thing that bugs me about, I really want to get this across, right? This is the thing that really, really bugs me about this fucking game, right? You guys know those times in games, right, where you've got to do something. You just have to do something. The game doesn't tell you what to do. And if you don't do it within 2 seconds, you die. This game has a lot of that, right? An enemy will be like chasing after you, and normally I try to fight back, you know, I'm like, alright, boss fight, here we go, but no, you're supposed to run. Otherwise the ground beneath you crumbles, instant game over. That happens a lot in this game, right? There's just so many instances where you're just standing there, right? You don't know what to do right away, and unless you react immediately, you just die instantly, and it's fucking annoying, you know. But that's really the biggest issue I have with the game. Otherwise, I am really liking it. I definitely recommend it, but it's sad, you know, because I mean, Pikmin 3 came out, and it actually did quite decently apparently in terms of sales. but obviously it wasn't like a big, massive sort of seller for Nintendo. And this game is definitely going to do like even worse. I think Nintendo probably should have delayed this a bit more, to be honest. They should have waited for, like, you know, they had the Marios and the Zeldas out, and then this would be a nice little thing for Wii U owners to get, because nobody's... I can't see many folk buying a Wii U for this, you know. I will say, probably at this point, I'm trying to think, is it worth buying a Wii U for? It might, maybe actually. I mean, I'm actually just contemplating it for the first time. I think I do prefer this game so far to, you know, the other two Wii U games that I would recommend. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go play it some more regardless. I doubt I'll do a full review. You know, I think I've talked about pretty much everything I wanted to, and considering I'm probably about halfway through the game anyway, there's no much point, you know. Although now that I think about it, it's the same thing for Tales of Xillia, and I'm not doing first impressions on that. I don't know. Anyway, I'll try and do a couple other videos this week, guys. Yeah. See you after. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.